Howdy folks, Land Rover time once again, LR4 time I should say. We're down here in the woods in the middle of the Pine Barrens, and we're in Sandy, the white Landy, and she's been used as a bit of a loading dock right now because of the dog with a bad leg. She's got a torn meniscus, so we're using the Land Rover upon the bank here, dropping it down on the suspension. And oh, I've got my light on here. This is a bit bizarre. Let me turn that off. Oh, that came on. Oh, little teeny tiny Pine Barrens tree frogs. There he goes. Oh, 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 oh. Where's he going? All right, little one. Anyway, I digress. Oh, here's another. My goodness, they're all over the place. There's another one there. There's another one there. Here he is. Oh well, as long as he doesn't get into the truck, we don't want to take him home. But anyway, here's Sandy the Landy, and I gotta say, this is perhaps one of the best features of this vehicle. This is obviously a 2010. You've probably known by the videos. You know, you can tell this car goes off-road a lot. Look at the wheels. You know, let's pop it open. There are a couple of changes I made in here. One of them is actually this. My elbow wore a hole in the material here. It's like a, I don't know what it is, some sort of like kind of leatherette, vinyl-y kind of stuff over some soft padding and some framework. And my elbow had actually worn a hole by rubbing on it, so I put this fabric over there, glued it in there, and it's actually worked out really well. I think it's like a heavy rayon, and it kind of matches the colours inside the Land Rover, so when that side eventually wears out, I'll probably put one over there. But as you can see, this thing gets a lot of use, and you can tell because you've only got to look under the hood and you'll find that it's absolutely covered in crap. So most of these Jeepsters you see in the woods, oh yeah, I take my Jeep off-road and say, can I have a look at the engine? You have a look at the engine and you'll see how clean it is, and you can tell they haven't been off-road at all. This thing is filthy. You can see where the splash up has come through the gaps. Splashed all over it. But yeah, this is well, go get a drink, pup. Go on, go get some water. All right, come on, let's go get some water. Come on, go on in. Flies are out. We'll just get the dog down here. Come on. This isn't doggy time, this is Land Rover time. Every time is doggy time with this doggy. Hey pup. Come on, go get some water, come on. Good girl. Hey puppy. How's your leg doing, okay? I love the way she walks forwards, scooping as she drinks. Frogs are out tonight. You can hear the distant buzz of the night jars when they change direction. You hear a vroom. That's them flying and doing a quick swoop. You okay? All right. All right. She's had a drink now. Anyway, back to Land Rover time. So anyway, the virtues of the new Defender have been extolled over and over and over again. And although I do like the vehicle, I find the massive increase in electronic gadgetry and ECUs to be concerning, as I've had concerns with the amount that are in this. And I would say there are probably half as many in this as there are in the new Defender. So the reality is this thing has been fairly bulletproof. And the other thing I like about it is it's just enough technology. Just enough technology in here that everything's still got a button. Yeah, my dials have gone a little bit sticky. The top ones are okay for the mode and for the, you know, for the nav and for the radio. But for some reason the HC controls have gone a bit tacky. I don't know why. Obviously that control down there for the forward drive system's fine. The navigation on this system is crap. It is absolutely terrible. It will literally send you to the wrong location. It will send you to the wrong location without fail. You'll put in, I don't know, 125 Pine Ridge Way, and you'll drive there and it will say you've reached your destination, and it will be something like 85 Route 26, completely different township. So no, don't use the navigation system on these. And here, this is where I keep my, if I can focus on it, that's where I keep my gap tool. Obviously this has got the fridge in it. Fridge isn't on right now, although I could do with a cold one. So this is where I keep my gap tool. No, I don't use the USB or the iPad, or the iPod I should say, iPad. Don't use that crap. I actually use my tablet with the link Wi-Fi to the gap tool, and then I've got all of my service records and things on this too. And I also keep notes on here too, like voice notes. If I need to do something or correct something, I can. But you know, this is why I love this vehicle. It's solid. It's got 2 chassis, and I gotta say, the dog loves it too. This, you know, simply this. I can put this down. I can put the lid down. Let me just zoom out here. I can stand on this thing, and I can get all the way across to the roof. So if I've got the roof rack on here, I can get to anything on the roof, at the back end at least. So I've got no problems at all getting up on here and doing what I need to do. And again, you know, you can jump off this, lift up the tailgate, hey pup, and this is such a nice seat. You can sit here with your puppy. Hey, you can sit here with your doggy. Should we put some light on you? I don't know whether I can. It's now not letting me. Come on, Galaxy. Huh, that's strange. Maybe it's because I'm on a different... There we go. It's a bit too bright now. So the nice thing about this is you can sit here. You're sheltered from rain. You can sit on this. Puppy likes to sit on here too. Let me turn the light off, it's not bothering her. And then in here, we've got some extra lighting we can put on. We've got vents right in the corner here. We've got extra lighting up here that we can flip on. So each side has an extra light. There's another one over there. We've obviously got another sunroof. We've got my little cargo net up here so I can lob dog things in. Also on the sides. If I put the lid up, I'm trying to film this with one hand. The dog bowl's in there and a few other things. So if she needs a drink, it's all in there. And then I got stuff over on this side too. First aidy stuff, all in there. Hey pup. Yeah, you're a good girl. But this is the reason I love this Land Rover. And I gotta say, this is probably the biggest selling point of this vehicle, is the split tailgate. And it's a farce that they've put an open tailgate on the new Defenders, and they're doing away with the split. And it's because this thing is expensive to do. You know, this whole setup is expensive. And of course on the LR4 this is all alloy. So all of this is aluminium. For those in America, aluminum. So this is all aluminum here, and this is just a simple freaking cover I made actually out of an old dog bed, just to cover this over, just to help protect the fabrics and things underneath here, although it's not brilliant. Don't forget this thing is 10 years old. Just velcros into place, you know, just so when you're jumping in and out, well, when the dog's jumping in and out, not really jumping in and out, she's not crapping all the mud all everywhere, which she does. But yeah, I find this probably the most appealing part of this vehicle, and the fact you've got a really nice ride with this vehicle too. It just makes a lot of sense practicality wise. And like with Willow, she's got a bad leg right now. She's got a torn meniscus, so you know, she's having trouble jumping in and out of the vehicle here. So, you know, I can lower it down and I can back up against an embankment like this. She's only got a foot to jump, so I can drop the suspension down and back up, and it's basically a little loading dock for the dog. So yeah, it works out well. But do I intend to sell this vehicle and get a Toyota? Well, funnily enough, I actually had a Toyota. I had a Toyota 200. It was a 2008 200 series, so I think one of the first 200 series. And I had this at the same time, well, around the same kind of time, within a year or two. And we had both vehicles. It was just honestly costing too much to keep them both on the road for fuel. They were both 5-litre V8s, well, 5.7 litre V8, and then this 5-litre V8. And you know, then it was a toss-up, well, which is the most reliable. And actually, I decided to keep this Bombshell, Top Gear Bombshell. The most unreliable vehicle is the most reliable vehicle. So I ended up keeping the Land Rover. There's something about them. Yeah, okay, reliability, let's talk about that real quick. All these vehicles are reliable if you follow maintenance protocol. The downside to Land Rover is they have these stupid service intervals, like change the oil every 10,000, never change the transmission fluid because it's sealed for life. It's a load of crap, okay? It's a load of crap. Download the service manual and you'll clearly see what they do require for longevity. Like this gets a 7,500 mile oil change because I had Blackstone Labs do an analysis. It gets Castrol, yeah, it gets Castrol synthetic, but 7,500 miles is perfect for this. I've already changed the transmission fluid on this. I've done a transmission pan conversion. The rear diff, the transfer case and the front diff have all been done, and in fact they are due now, so I'm going to be doing the rear diff, transfer case, front diff in the next probably 2 weeks when I've got some time off work. And then I'm going to buy a new gasket and some ZF Life Force for the transmission, and we'll do the transmission probably the week or two after that when I've got a bit more time. And then we'll keep going. I'm on the original shocks on this thing. Like I said in another video, I did put an alternator on. I put a just recently too, you know, when I was under there doing the alternator, I noticed the vacuum pump was leaking a bit of oil, and I'd already kind of cheaped out and put a gasket on it, and finally it started leaking from the body. So I replaced the vacuum pump on this thing too, and it's working fine. And like I said, I'm still on the original suspension. I'm not saying it's as reliable as a Toyota. What I'm saying is, if you follow the service intervals on this, yes, you can make it as reliable as a Toyota. It just takes more money and time, whereas the Toyota product has got a little better engineering in it, and you don't have to put as much effort and money into maintenance to keep it going, whereas this, you have to spend that money on the maintenance to keep it going. And if you don't mind doing that yourself, it can be very easily done. I haven't been in the dealership for quite a while with this, to tell you the truth, and only if I need a certain tool or a specific tool, I'll perhaps venture over to the dealership. But you know, I can do an oil change on this from Amazon for $75. you know, with oil filter included and free shipping. If I went to one of the Pet Boys, it would cost a little bit more, or an AutoZone, it would obviously cost a little bit more for the oil. You know, if you go Amazon Basics, you could probably do it even cheaper, but I just like to stick to a name brand because it required Castrol, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to keep it Castrol on this thing, and just keep it going on Castrol. But yeah, I mean, I'm still on the original shocks, so I'm looking at those closely now. I don't know whether I'm going to preemptive changing them, any damage by changing them out, but I got to tell you, I've towed with this thing recently, heavy loads all the way down to Georgia, so 900-mile round trip. Well, let me just say, no, 900 mile, what am I talking about, 900 mile each way from here. You know, and the thing's been just kicking along. It's a daily commuter. I've been commuting to work. My commute is over an hour long. It's 50 miles each way. So I've been commuting in it, and I've just recently retired it from commuting because it's just, again, we're now paying $4 a gallon in gas. I do put premium in this just to make the injectors nice and happy, because that's one of the other things I actually haven't done. I've changed the spark plugs in this, but I haven't changed the injectors. They are all original, all 2010 original injectors. So there's a whole load of things on this that are original that I haven't even gotten to. So you know, it's one of those things to think about going forwards in the future. Really getting dark out here now. Mosquitoes are flying around me a little bit, but yeah. This is the LR4, this is Sandy the White Landy, and perhaps one of the best selling points is that split tailgate. And we're going to sign off now because I'm getting bugged out here. I'm losing a lot of blood from mosquitoes, and the dog's not too happy either. So we're going to call it a night. Over now.